Good morning. It is April 16th. It is Thursday, and we're getting started just a little bit later. We've got a good amount of things going on, and just had to make sure some things were done before I got to this part. And so we are going to share some encouragement today, as we've been doing each morning. And this encouragement comes from the book of Matthew, chapter 11, verse 25 through verse 30. And many of you have heard this, and I'm just going to hopefully unpack a perspective for you that is encouraging and is helpful for your day today. So, Matthew chapter 11, verse 25. At that time, Jesus declared, "I thank you, Father, Lord of heaven and earth, that you have hidden these things from the wise and understanding and revealed them to little children." This was that people who understood who he was himself. And he goes on to say, "Yes, Father, for such was your gracious will. All things have been handed over to me by my Father. He had all authority, he had all power, and no one knows the Son except the Father, and no one knows the Father except the Son, and anyone to whom the Son chooses to reveal him." This completely brings us into that understanding that there is no other way to the Father except through the Son, which is Jesus Christ. And so in this place of us drawing near to Jesus, we are offered this incredible opportunity to have a relationship with God. And he creates that ability through our forgiveness, through our justification and the process of our sanctification. He does this. We don't do it. We can't go to God because our sin has closed that door, but Jesus makes a way for it. So, and then he goes on to say this. He says, "Come to me, all who are labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." I think that some of us fit in that category at this point. Some of us feel at that point of heavy laden and in need of rest. And it's him that will give it to you. Not the pursuit of things, not the desires of this world. It just won't. It will not bring you that rest that can rest your soul. It can rest your entire being. And so he goes on to say, "Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." A very interesting thing, not many people know this, but I grew up in farm country. I still kind of live in farm country. I love our farmers. I'm so blessed to have had that be some of my upbringing. My brother was owned a farm for a while, and I was a part of just helping out as I was growing up there, and spent a lot of time in the summers when I was young there. And an incredible thing about the process of putting a yoke on an oxen, you find that an oxen will usually have an yoke that is handcrafted for it specifically. And it is a process where if the oxen continues to be willing to be directed and willing to take that guidance, it's usually a pretty easy process. The difficulty will come if an ox chooses to fight against the yoke. And it will create sores, it will create even deformities over time. And so what we find is the process of us being willing to surrender and submit to God's will, to say, "Jesus, I will take upon your yoke, we will find that it is easy, and actually Jesus does the majority of the work. But you will have hard times if you fight against it and you choose your own way rather than the way that God is trying to direct and guide you. And so my encouragement for you today is, it is okay to let Jesus take over. It is okay to say, not my will, but yours. It is okay to just say, your ways are higher. And to be able to just surrender and say, Jesus, I trust you. I will find my rest in you, and I will put your yoke upon me, and I will go in the direction that you're guiding me. So today, Thursday, April 16th, hopefully one of the last colder days that we'll have here in this month. Hopefully it starts to get a little bit warmer outside. I have to admit, I was a little spoiled by those 60s, almost 70 degree days. I spent some time outside jumping on the trampoline with my kids. Miss those warm days. But I know that those beautiful days are coming again. I know that no matter what, we are going to see God be glorified and honored. And I want my life to be part of that. I want to, as he guides and directs me, I want him to use me to bring hope into this world. I want him to use me to bring healing into this world. And so I just want to leave you with that. And I'm excited. Pastor Dan is going to do our encouragement again tomorrow. And we are going to definitely see God take us through this. Keep that in perspective. Keep your focus upward and outward. The more you kind of isolate and you kind of dwell on what your own issues or problems or stress is, the more difficult this will be. And in fact, I would see that as being almost fighting against the yoke. If you spend all your time worrying about yourself, you're going to fight against where God is directing you. I'm almost positive of that. So be encouraged. Absolutely love each and every one of you. And I will see you again on Saturday and definitely on Sunday. We're super excited for our children's ministry, which is tonight at 6 p.m. It's a Zoom meeting. So if your child wants to be a part of that, you do have to register for that just for the sake of safety. And so message myself, message the church, either one. We will get you what you need for that registration. And that's for ages 5 to 12. And we're super excited to be able to provide that. So love you all. We'll see you soon.